Okay, back. So we're still discussing Tapareth. Now, the Qilopth is all this inverted, of course, with slightly different perspectives that lead you to a very, very megalomaniac and absolutely devoid of any sense of morality. I promise you, it is horrible and dangerous. Yesod is the pathway. Okay? Now this is why the astral world can sometimes be a dangerous place. Picture Yesod as this giant astral ocean with every conceivable thought, image, be it beautiful or grotesque, that exists on the astral ocean. You can follow it anywhere, okay? Now, the word siren related to beautiful images. Now, well, they were beautiful women that sang beautiful songs and led sailors to their death. What this really meant was, in the astral world, there are beautiful images that are meant to confuse and trick astral sailors on the astral realm to dark, dark chasms that led them into the Qilopth. On the astral world, you have to be very certain about what you're doing there. If you're there to find your higher self, then you need to allow yourself to go, okay, suddenly you're being filled with images of you as this mighty savior, and all people are bowing down to you, and they're like, thank you, and whatnot, and you're just like, ha ha ha, yes, I saved you. And because I saved you, you give me this. And, sure, did you save them? Yeah, kinda. But this is a corridor into the energy of the Qilopth, okay? Because in the Qilopth, this beautiful, splendorous light is tweaked with. So they would say, the Illuminati would say, that we are achieving our higher selves and that we are going to sacrifice you for the sake of us. But it's necessary because if we're higher and we ascend further, we can do such wonderful things for you. Yeah, maybe bullshit. In the true Qaballa, in the way that we use it, we want to contact our higher selves for the sake of others. So I sacrificed a little bit of myself to you. And you're like, wow, I finally have that little piece that I need. I'm feeling a whole lot more complete. Hey, there's this other dude over here. Well, let me give a little bit of myself to you. And he's like, wow, dude, I feel complete. And he's like, oh, well, I have enough now. Let me give a little bit to this girl. And she's like, oh, thank you very much. And pretty soon, we're all feeling really complete. We're like, wow, dude. And that's not to say that all bad things end, Certainly bad things happen. But you have enough people who are achieving higher ideals that, it doesn't really matter. We all get together, we all deal with it. Okay? So that really is the ascension to the higher self. You're learning what your highest ideals are for the process of helping others around you. That's not to say that you yourself won't receive help, okay? Because it's only natural that, if you give, you should in some way receive. That's completely natural and completely healthy, okay? But if you're doing it in order to be better than others and to rub it, self-righteousness, totally the energy of Qilopth, okay? Selfishness, okay, is not about taking, okay? Selfishness is about not giving back. So in the Qilopth, with the way that the Illuminati work with it, they would take everything you have for the sake of them, all right, and leave you nothing. And then like, well, we have everything. We'll give you a chance to survive. You can be our slave. So there's death or there's a miserable existence. Yay. That's how twisted and awful the Illuminati are. And to them, they're serious. They really do want to take everything of value and control it and then make you their slaves. And then worship themselves as gods and then have you worship them as gods. That is the Luciferian current. The satanic current is much more based in destruction, and that's very tricky. There are a lot of people who don't understand and are not ready to quite hear about the different types of dark currents out there, because to them they're all one, and they make stupid assumptions, and they're not ready for it yet. Little by little, I want to release this whole thing, okay? But we have to go step by step. Just for now, understand that the Luciferian current is about worshiping yourself as a god and having others do it too. Now, on the way that we work with it, we believe that we eventually, when we become our higher selves, and we start here, we relax, we create ritual or whatnot that gets us in the proper mind frame to fully become aware of our dream and astral bodies, and then we can make contact with our higher selves, okay? And we learn about how we can become kings or queens on the earth, which is here, that we will come back down, like we've got all this information, and we're coming back down, and we're now going to download it, okay, and have it become real upon the earth. We are now kings or queens of our own personal kingdoms. What does that mean? Now we're kings and queens. Are we better than everyone else? No, okay? Because I'm a king of my own personal kingdom, I treat everybody else as a king or queen of their personal kingdoms. That's how it works. Okay? If you wear a crown and you're like, you know what, I'm the master of my own destiny, all right, you have to then go and say, you know what, everyone else is master of their own destiny. If one person is able to do it, another person is able to do it. From my own personal life, if I'm able to take 150 pounds of weight and place it over my head with one hand, okay, then I need to be able to go, you know what, if I can do it, I can train someone else to do it, all right? It's not, you know, I am the great master and strong man of, you know, no. I want other people to also achieve, if that's what they want, to achieve the same level, because when they learn something new, I might not have known it. I'm like, wow, their observations has improved my own talent. And that's what it is. So I'm a king, you're a queen. Awesome. We all get together and we're kings and queens of our own kingdoms. Let's make the entire kingdom of the world a better place. And we could all live as kings or queens. No one's our slaves. Because as a king or queen, you have the internal entities of all that you need, which is sort of a weird concept. I'll try to go through it really quick. But if I'm a king, I have an energetic queen. I have an energetic jester. I have an energetic champion. I have an energetic, like, well-paid and taken care of workforce. But they're all me. Okay? And that's a concept we'll get into later. But I want you guys to really begin to understand that the Qaballa that we use is not the same as the Qaballa of the Illuminati. All right? The Qaballa that we use is not the same of that pedophile Aleister Crowley. Okay? They are Qilopth energies masquerading as helpful, or even better. You know, so the Illuminati, I don't know, that scuzz bucket David Rockefeller would say, oh, I am a masterful magician. I know powerful occultic secrets. And he does, okay? But the occultic secrets that he knows are going to lead you straight to the hellish existence of trying to be a god and then having to deal with trying to get everyone else to worship you. That's why they want to kill off 90% of the world, because they know there's no way in hell 90% of the world is going to worship them. Okay? They need a small amount of people that they can condition and terrorize into thinking that they are gods. That is their ultimate plan, people. Ultimate plan. Okay? So yeah, I mean, he does have a secret, but it's not a secret you necessarily want to enact, you know? So we have a secret too, but we're sharing it with you, okay? Because we want to add to the polarity against what they're doing. We want you to become a king or a queen of your own world. But at the same time, damn it, you better treat everybody else as a king or queen of their world. That's what true goodness is. All right? Now, here's the thing. That doesn't mean you have to give everything to somebody else. Okay? Because then you're denying them the experience and the initiation of working for it. But you can certainly help them. And you can certainly not be an asshole to them. And you can certainly be an inspiration to them. And you can certainly give a little when you have enough. All right? The cup overfloweth, you give your runoff. Okay? Everybody else then begins to have full cups. In the Illuminati mindset, you give me mine, I'm going to take it, and the overflow, I'm going to take and make sure no one else gets it. Because that would mean they have someone else on their own level. And then if there's someone else on their own level, that divides the amount of worship that they get. You know, there's so much infighting inside the Illuminati. It's sick. These people ultimately are going to destroy themselves if we don't destroy them first. But, I mean, let's do that so, you know, we don't get hurt and then they, you know, destroy themselves later. And then everyone's like, oh, we should have took care of them. Anyway, no. But that's the thing. It's all about getting the best, the highest spot, and then just kicking down anybody else who gets close. All right? And you bet those underlings are going to murder and kill their superiors the moment they get the chance. All right? That's the energy of the Qilopth. That's the dark energy of the Luciferian current. We say no. We are in the current of the Prime Creator. We are in the current that says there's room for everybody. Okay? And we're going to set an example of how people should live. We're not going to force it on them, but we're pretty sure that once people go, wow, hey, he's giving away his stuff here a little bit. Now I'm feeling better. You know, he's looking pretty good. You know, I can give mine away a little bit. And then, you know, all of a sudden everyone's got a full cup and we're all hanging out with each other and no one's feeling slighted. Who's going to not want that? Of course, there are going to be some twisted few that, you know, join the Qilopth, you know, undercurrent and go that direction. And then, you know, we'll be like, hey, if you try to take from us, we'll take you out. I mean, we'll curb stomp you into the next world. But we're not going to do that just because. You know, you have every right to protect yourself. You have every right to defend what's yours. You have every right to worship in the way you want, say what you want to say, and live the life that you want to live it. The moment that begins to encroach on someone else's rights and liberties, then you got to figure out what you're doing and pull back and find a different way. Because once you start forcing yourself on another person, you have entered into a dark undercurrent of the Qilopth. And, you know, people have the right to take care of you if that's your plan, is to take from others, you know, then that's a problem. Okay, so this system is about defending what's yours, but at the same time enabling others to have just as much, and, you know, all ascend to high levels together, you know, so no one's really left behind. And this is really more in line with what the true Jesus or true Christ figures would have actually taught. Okay? Because religion is imitation of your gods upon the earth. That's a very powerful concept. So as you are raising up to meet your higher self, remember that once you meet your higher self, you are then in a place that you can meet higher entities, and then you can really start to harmonize with who's out there and who you harmonize with, and then you'll begin to live a higher vibration and make it real upon the physical world. So there's some basic understandings of the difference between the Qilopth and the Qaballa. Any questions, let me know. Assuming God Form 2 should come out here in a week or two.